Hi, my name is Faith Lindner. I'm in Computer Science 111 at Texas A&M University, and today we're going to be talking about switch statements in Java. And I also would like to preface this video by saying that my camera keeps freezing and then it stays frozen until I unplug, replug, and then restart it in OBS. So just bear with me. I have to keep fixing it, and I don't have a video editor like I used to have Adobe Premiere, but too expensive. And so I'm just not going to edit these videos. I'm just going to post them. Um, so let's talk about Java switch statements. So the Java switch statement executes one statement from multiple conditions. It is like if else, if ladder statement. The switch statement works with byte, short, integer, long, enum types, string, and some wrapper types like byte, short, integer, and long. Since Java 7, you can use strings in the switch statement. In other words, the switch statement tests the equality of a variable against multiple values. There can be one or n number of case values for each switch expression. The case value must be of switch expression type only. The case value must be literal or constant. It does not allow variables. The case value must be unique. In case of duplicate value, it renders compile time error. The Java switch expression must be of byte, short, integer, long with its wrapper type, enums, and string. Each case statement can have a break statement, which is optional. When control reaches to the break statement, it jumps the control after the switch expression. If a break statement is not found, it executes the next case. The case value can have a default label, which is optional. So let's take a look at these diagrams. So here's the expression. Here's value 1. And if it matches value 1, yes, then it executes code block 1. Same with 2, same with 3. But if it does not match any of these values, it's going to do the default code, and then the switch statement terminates. All these terminate after either one of these values are satisfied. And here's another diagram of that. If this one makes more sense to you, I kind of like this one better. Expression, case 1, match, statement 1, break, terminate. Case 2, same thing, case 3. And then if it's unmatched, it prints the default and it breaks. So let's take a look at some examples of this. So they declare an integer, which is number, and the switch statement x is about the number and what that value is. So case 10, it prints 10, break. Case 2 prints 20, break. Case 30 prints 30, break. And then if it matches none of these values, the default is not in 10, 20, or 30. So let's try 20. So let's compile. So it prints 20, like it said it would. And now let's try 60. Now it says not in 10, 20, or 30, which is the default they set. I found these examples online just because it was just easier. I could have written my own, but I like these examples better because they're very, very simple. I probably would have written something too complicated, but so here is another example, and this one we actually learned in class. I think he found this off of a website too, but it's the switch month example. So there is an integer, which is month, and the string, which is month string equals quotations, which the string is declared in each of the cases. So or they're set to something in each of the cases. So the switch statement is about the months, and case 1. So 1 is month string 1-January, break. Same thing with all these, and the default is invalid month. And then at the end of this, it prints out month string, which each of these are set in the cases, and then it'll print it out at the end when it breaks. So let's test some integers. So let's try 10, because that is my birth month. Okay. So let's compile. Oh, whoops. There we go. October. Okay, nice. And case 10 is October. Let's try 13. There's no case 13. Oh, whoops. Invalid month. That's what we want to see. So yeah, this is how switch statements work. It really depends on it's essentially an if else statement and else if statement. Um, so it really just depends on what you're working with, what code you're working on, and like what works best for you and for the code, whether to use like switch statements or if else statements. Usually, I don't know if this is like works for like every case, if this is true for every case, but usually whenever I'm using like while loops or for loops or any kind of loop, I prefer using if else statements just because like I like being able to set the condition that way, being like more specific. It's like, yeah, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but if I was just doing like a simple code, like doesn't have any loops, anything, I would probably use a switch statement. It just really depends on what works for you and what works best for the code and organization and all that kind of thing. So, yeah, this is how switch statements work in Java. Hopefully that made sense and I explained it enough. And hopefully I get bonus points for this video. Okay. Oh my gosh, my video didn't freeze. That's awesome. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.